So thank you everyone for joining us tonight and good evening to everyone. Um, Today we are going to be sharing a few more details about the announcement of the transition from New York City Bird Alliance to Urban Wildlife Alliance in managing the Interbird program, and also have a chance to meet the lovely folks from Urban Wildlife Alliance. I think everyone here knows who I am, but just in case, my name is Catherine. I'm the Senior Manager of Community Science and Collision Reduction at New York City Bird Alliance, and I've had the honor of um, being the manager of this program for the past 4-ish years. Okay, one more note before we get started. This session is being recorded, so if you are not comfortable having your cameras turned on, please feel free to turn those off. I know that most people here are Interbird volunteers, but we also have a couple folks here from Wild Bird Fund, a couple Project Safe Flight collision monitoring volunteers. So just to give a brief overview, the Interbird program has three main teams. There is the response team, who are responsible for answering inquiries we receive via email usually, but also sometimes by phone, about injured, sick baby birds that people have found and are looking for help in sorting out what to do and how they can get them over to a rehabber if needed. We also have the Interbird Transport Team, which are volunteers who are going around the city to pick up injured birds and bring them over to a wildlife rehab, usually Wild Bird Fund. And then the last is the Raptor Response Team, who, similar to the transport team, go around the city to pick up injured birds, but they are specially trained to handle some larger birds, some larger water birds, raptors, that can be dangerous to handle if you don't know how to do so properly, as well as the species that are highly susceptible to avian flu. We have had a great year in 2025. The response team handled 3,500 cases, and 1,650 of those were sent to the transport team, with another 150 sent to the raptor response team. In total, we have 295 volunteers, so this really large, amazing group of caring individuals who have done so much to help the birds of New York City. And we are really excited about this upcoming transition, which will allow this program to grow and help even more birds during this time when they really need us. So as we announced last week, on March 1st, management of the Interbird program will be transferring from New York City Bird Alliance to Urban Wildlife Alliance. There's two main changes to this. One is, of course, the organization that will be managing the program. The other major change to note is the email addresses. So currently we have 4 email addresses for the Interbird program. Those will be replaced with Urban Wildlife's new addresses as the contacts for how to contact each of those teams. So Interbird will be replaced with helpline at urbanwildlifenyc.org. Responders at NYC Bird Alliance will be replaced with responders at urbanwildlifenyc.org. Similarly for transport team, the only email address that will remain the same is the Raptor response team's email address. And that is because it currently does not use the @nycbirdalliance.org and can therefore stay the same. We are working really hard to make sure that this transition is as seamless as possible for the volunteers. During this initial phase of the transition, everything else aside from the email addresses will stay the same. So all of the protocols, all of the systems we use, none of that will change. We are also working really hard to make sure that the volunteers, the general public, everyone is well informed about this transition and know who to contact after this transition occurs and how to reach out to these teams. So I'm going to quickly pass it over to our Senior Associate of Marketing Communications, Olivia, to talk about our communications plan.
Hi everyone. I know I recognize a few of you by name from when I forward or stray emails to the NYC Bird Alliance kind of general email to injured birds. So it's nice to put faces to names. Um, as Catherine mentioned, we've really thought through kind of the transition process, both internally and externally. And we're seeing it as a big opportunity to kind of talk to our partners and all New Yorkers to remind them that during migration season and throughout the year that there are resources for them if they find an injured bird or a bird that needs help. So, as Catherine said, the transition is going to officially happen on March 1st. On March 1st, or maybe the day after, since March 1st is on the weekend, we're going to do a big social media campaign, ideally in collaboration with other big urban wildlife accounts in New York City to get the word out. We're also going to update NYC Bird Alliance's website. We're going to update our phone tree so when someone calls the office, they have the new contact information and kind of the more nitty-gritty logistics, like if someone emails injuredbird at nycbirdalliance.org, all of that will be forwarded to the new contact emails. So all of that, all of those details should really make it seamless for the volunteers that hopefully you won't really notice a difference. And then, of course, we're going to announce it in our March eGrit e-newsletter. So we're hoping to do a very thorough kind of announcement of this change, and so that people know where to reach out if they find an injured bird. And then we're also going to follow that up with a spring outreach to all of our partners, which we're really excited about. We're going to reach out to park conservancies and other birding groups throughout the city with a new infographic that I'm excited to design with kind of a flow chart and instructions of what to do if they find an injured bird. We get a ton of random inquiries from just recently, we had one from the Trust of Governors Island where they found a dead black-crowned night heron. And they didn't know what to do, and someone on their staff happened to know our organization. So then they reached out to us after really kind of a coincidence that one of them was a birder. So we're hoping to use this opportunity to really reach out to partners and conservancies and groups throughout the city to for it to be an educational opportunity so they know what to do when they find an injured bird. So we're really excited about that, and then hopefully that will allow more New Yorkers to help wildlife. I think that's it for me, Catherine.
Thanks, Olivia. So in terms of what the volunteers will need to do after this transition, there's just a couple quick things. For the response team, if you're a volunteer on that team, as you know, we use Live Agent. After the transition, you will continue to be using Live Agent, but instead on Urban Wildlife Alliance's account. That means you will have to set up your password again. It will be the same process as when you joined our team. You will get an email from Live Agent with clear instructions on how to set up your password. There might also be some onboarding tasks for you to complete with Urban Wildlife Alliance. Those details are still being sorted, and we will share more about that in an email in late February. If you're a member of the transport team or the raptor response team, you don't have to worry about anything. We will be automatically transferring you over to the new email listservs, so you don't have to take any actions. You will automatically be included in those teams. I'm going to pass it over to Arena and Emma from Urban Wildlife Alliance so that they can introduce themselves.
Yes, hi, hello. I'm Arina. I'm the founder and executive director of the Urban Wildlife Alliance. We were founded in 2014, so over 10 years ago now. And Emma and I, we really started out also as wildlife rehabilitators, focusing on the hands-on work with the animals, and then developed into focusing more on welfare, urban wildlife welfare in general, and advocacy work. And so when this opportunity came up to take over the organization of the injured bird response team, we thought this would be a really good fit for us, and we are so excited, to work with every one of you, and because your work has been absolutely amazing, what you have done through the years, the lives that you really saved. is absolutely fantastic, and we hope we can continue it, and we are really looking forward to it. Um, we would love for the future to build on what we already have, what you already succeeded here to do, and we would love to build on it
Yeah,
and
either side
grow
is
it.
fine.
Sorry? Oh, I thought someone said something. So, but as of right now, to make this um, as smooth for the volunteers as possible, we have decided that everything should stay the same. All the processes will stay the same until we have everything smooth and running and we know each other and we see where things are going. But we are always there for all of you volunteers. If you have ideas, if you have any worries or anything comes up, we are always there. Please contact us. We can talk about it and we can build something really fantastic together. That's our plan. Yes, and we want to give you all the support that we can. Also, going forward, we will look into more training and new training. We are really looking forward also working together with the Wild Bird Fund on training more people for the raptor and waterfowl response team. So it would be wonderful if any of the volunteers that are right now in the transport team that have already experience, please approach us so that we can organize a training together with the Wild Bird Fund to get more people into the response team. And we also would like to, offer more training in the future that might have to do, for example, with training in for human wildlife conflict situations. For example, how we deal with it, with those situations, how we can get advice to people who contact us in those situations, and so that we can prevent suffering that otherwise, appears every day in New York City's wildlife. Yeah, so we are very excited and we are looking forward to working with you and to the future of this team, our teams. And yeah, I will now ask Emma to say one or two words.
Sure. Thanks, Arena, and thanks to Catherine and Olivia for organizing this and to everyone for joining and um, meeting us. And as Arena said, this is very exciting for us. And we're really thrilled to be able to help and to continue this service and the work that everyone is doing. So 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 I don't need to say much more, but just looking forward to um, carrying on this mission.
Thanks, Serena and Emma. At this point, I wanted to ask if anyone has any questions about either the transition itself or specifically Urban Wildlife Alliance. Yes, Jesse?
Hi, can you hear me? I had two questions. Well, one is I do have experience with raptors. I would like to be a part of the raptor team and get the training. Um, the second question is we had a Uber fund under Bird Alliance. Are we still continuing with that or?
Right. So to clarify about the Uber fund, that is managed by a individual transport volunteer named Amy. It's actually not under New York City Bird Alliance. It's New York City Bird Alliance's management. Amy is a very
Yeah,
kind
we
individual who offered to take that on.
yeah, we
Um,
had
I
started that under the New York City Pigeon Rescue Group originally. And I think well, I don't know, we may still have an account with some balance in it at NYC PRC, but yeah, Amy has the Venmo. Sorry.
Oh, thank you, Lori. Um, But as far as I know, Amy will continue to manage that fund and it will still be available as long as there are funds inside. Um, it's potentially something that Urban Wildlife Alliance would love to talk to Amy about and the rest of the transport volunteers in developing further so that continue to be a resource and a reliable one that um, can continue supporting these rescues when a transport volunteer isn't available.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Does anyone else have any other questions? Um, uh, Olivia, would you like to speak a little bit about how everyone can stay involved?
Yes, absolutely. And also, if anyone has any questions that come to them later, you have all of our email addresses, so feel free to reach out. Um, but yes, I just wanted to say that there's so many ways to still volunteer with NYC Bird Alliance and still be part of our community. I know this is a big change for some of you. I know people volunteer for various reasons, but we just wanted to remind everyone that there's so much going on with our org that's really exciting. So if you don't already, subscribe to our avian advocates email list. It's a group of a few hundred really dedicated advocates. And basically, not to take too much credit, but recently the Horseshoe Crab Protection Act just got signed into law by Governor Hochul in December, and over 1,000 of our advocates took action for that and reached out to her directly, which was amazing. So we're really working hard to grow that group. So if you want to become more active with bird-friendly legislation and biodiversity legislation, you can subscribe to that email list. You can still volunteer with Project Safely, and we have a bunch of other really great volunteer opportunities, including some new opportunities as engagement volunteers. If you like taking bird photos, we're kind of recruiting more photographers to join us on outings, and to help us get some really high quality photos that we can use in our communications. Join NYC Bird Alliance as a member. We have a lot of really great outings. A lot of our members only outings are starting to focus on our science and conservation work, which has been a really exciting pivot for our members to learn more about kind of the science aspect of our organization. And of course, come birding with us. Bring your friends, bring family. I think we all are really excited about, all the conservation work going on in New York City, but that kind of starts with getting people excited about birds. So, we have hundreds of outings every year. 80% of them are free throughout all 5 boroughs. So please join us. And you can scan this QR code to learn more about all of that, or you can just visit our website or email me at any time. But thank you so much, everybody.
So thank you again for everything that you do, for volunteering, for going out and doing these rescues, for caring about the birds of New York City. We do hope that you'll stay involved, and we're really excited for you to be joining Urban Wildlife Alliance, following the transition and continuing to do this great, amazing work and helping the birds of New York City. I'm going to stop share. Again, if anyone has any questions after this, or wants to revisit anything that we've discussed in this session, you have all of our email addresses, so feel free to reach out anytime. The session recording will be shared with everyone, including anyone who did not or was not able to join us tonight, so that they have access to it as well. All right. Well, thank you again, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their evening and a great weekend. Stay warm.
Stay warm.
Thank you,
all so much.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.